All right, is there anybody there? Can you guys hear me? I'm going to have to keep checking. This is the first live ever. And if it fails, it's Jeremiah Haas's fault at Outdoors in the 608. So, got my iPad out here. I'm going to try to see if I'm on. Bear with me, guys. I'm going to have to see if I can find comments here. Now, let me get behind the camera. I can see it on here. Not sure I got anybody yet. It says I got one person on here. All right. Rob, you got me? Can you hear me good? All right, I see Lyle joining in. Tim. Oh my gosh, a success. I got 3 people on here. So you guys could see me when I was in front of the camera, okay? Everything's good there? I'm so new at all this. I don't have a GoPro. So here's what we got going on, everybody that's here. Went to the farm again yesterday. A beautiful trailer of hackberry, or not hackberry, sorry, mulberry. You can see a piece all the way up there at the top. Maple. We got some elm in there and a little bit of box elder in there. So I had to do some splitting today. And a lot of times you just don't feel like bringing the camera out, splitting, and trying to edit it. You just want to get something done. So I know a lot of you guys know Jeremiah Outdoors in the 608 has been going live, and he's been trying to talk me into it. So it's going to be kind of hard for me by myself to keep moving the camera around. I got Jimbo. How you doing, Jimbo? Got Lyle. We got Rob on here. Tim. If you're on here, please leave me a comment so I can see who all's here. It says we got 15 people. We're going to do some splitting. Thought I'd bring you guys along. Some Sunday splits. And guys, how's it sound? I got a new microphone, external mic, and that's something else I've been struggling with. I want to make sure it sounds okay because it's rather breezy out here right now. How's the mic sound? All right, we got Kenny from up in Canada on here. Digger, welcome. Hopefully that wind noise isn't bad. So we're going to do some splitting. If you're just joining in, I got a beautiful, manageable size load of rounds on the dump trailer. Going to do some splitting. You can probably see the camera shaking there a little bit. And I'm going to bring you guys along. Got some totes set up here. I got a maple tote that I started the other day over there from the last video. And I've got a tote here for some bulk grade firewood, and then I've got a tote over there for some bundle grade. Still tweaking the operation. We're in tight spot here, guys, but you could see that I've been working on some bundle grade back here, and I need to move these around, so I'm going to be able to pick these up with the tractor easier and get them closer to the splitter. Hey, Saw Surgeon. Good to see you here, man. So yes, I've got a tote missing there because I've got it over here. And we are gonna get the splitting here shortly. I'm just Like I said, first live, I'm just trying to make sure I'm getting this right. And I'm sure I'll learn and get better. So today we're going to be using the 17 VSE, which is plugged in right over here where my RV gets plugged in. We've got some maple up here and a piece of elm right there. We've got the wheelbarrow sitting there to push off the debris. Tote elevated on the tractor. And like I said, a beautiful load of splits. So I'm going to get this camera set back up and get in front of the camera so you actually know this is a real person and not AI. Bear with me, guys. Hate to keep moving y'all around. Like I said, I'm not fancy. I don't have GoPros and stuff like that, so maybe you guys want to be just a little bit closer. So all right, how's the picture look, everybody? I had to disconnect from my Wi-Fi so that way it wouldn't be trying to connect to the house because I'm relatively close to my house. The picture look good? All right, thanks Kenny, thanks for that. And while I've got you guys on a stick here, walking you around, I'm trying to see if I can reverse this screen. Oh, I can reverse it. Hey, I learned something new. There we go. You guys got me now? So, the bins are drying beautiful. Looks great. I am almost out of seasoned totes next door in the Woodyard number 2. So it won't be long. And I'm going to be working on this bin. It's going to be all recreational firewood. And then if you guys have been watching, you know I turned bin number 2 into an ugly splits bin. So there's all the splits up there. And I went next door and got 2 totes of uglies and just stuck them in the end there to kind of hold those splits all back. That's my idea. You got to do what works for you, right? You guys can see my new ear ring back here. Hopefully that's sounding good. The reason I got it on the back is because working with this electric splitter, there is a hum. Now guys, I've been splitting wood all week on that and I don't even wear hearing protection, but due to the fact, because I get a lot of this in the comments, that it's tucked underneath my roof, against my camper, and against my existing garage there, it kind of traps that sound. I've noticed it got a little bit louder on video, but when I had it out in the open, like let's say I was going to move it out here in the Woodyard, it doesn't seem to be near as loud. So I'm going to get this splitting, and I'll have to check in on you guys from time to time, so feel free to chat amongst yourselves. We're going to do some splitting. How's that sound? Get you guys sitting back up over here and get the camera flipped back around. Guys, I appreciate y'all being here, and like I said, bear with me. If you guys like lives, it's a good way for me to interact with you guys and not have to go inside and spend an hour, sometimes 2 hours, because I'm so meticulous doing editing. So every now and then, if this works and you guys like it, I may jump on here and go live, and I'll start scheduling it out. That way you know. That way you can see what's going on, and I can have company while I'm splitting. How's that sound? Yeah, Tim says he wears earmuffs with his 1165. I probably should be. And I can see if you had it inside like your garage where that hum would be a little bit more noticeable for sure. Saw Surgeon, I'm glad you stopped by, man. It means a lot. I got Jeremiah texting me. I guess he is not on the live. You guys are all seeing this, right? I haven't seen him pop on here yet. Let me check on Jeremiah here real quick. And you may see some of your names pop up as moderators. I'm trying to learn how to do that. Now, I don't see Jeremiah in the chat. Do you guys? That's the bad thing about doing this on my iPhone. Uh, I can't put Jeremiah on the phone here. And like I said, guys, it's going to be me rambling for a while trying to figure this all out. I'm just glad I got some company here with me. He probably is, Kenny. He went live earlier, and so I started chatting with him. Tim, are you seeing your name as a moderator, buddy? It's lighting up blue on my end, but I'm wanting to know if I did that right. I don't see a little wrench by your name. I added you, if you don't mind, as a moderator for today. All right, good to know. Good to know. Thanks for answering that. Yeah, Lyle, I get you. And I suffer really, really bad from tinnitus. So, of all people, I need to be wearing hearing protection. Probably will not today. I may go grab some earplugs. All right, Richie's Outdoor, Pennsylvania Cherry Man's on here. How's it going? Thanks for stopping in. We're going to be doing some splitting here in a little bit. I'm just trying to make sure everything's going good. I don't see Jeremiah yet popping up. If any of you guys have his number, I don't know why he's not able to join in, but it was his idea I did this, so I sure want to see him on here. I still don't see him in the chat. Still checking, guys. Bear with me here. Still don't see him here. I'm trying something, if you guys will bear with me. Trying to add someone here. See, this is why I don't do these kind of things, because I need my son here showing me how to do all this. I'm lucky to be able to make a phone call on these phones. I don't know about you guys, but I did not grow up in that technology era. When I was in school, our computer consisted of a great big tube style screen, and it had just a little, what they called a cursor flashing. Hey, looks like Jeremiah has joined the fun. Been waiting on you, buddy. I'm glad you made it in. Jeremiah, was it not letting you join in at first, or did you not get the notification? I'm just going through all the preliminary stuff here. Everything's still looking good, everybody. I'm going to flip this around and get the splitting. Man, it looks like we got 14 people. That's about 12 more than I expected. You're seeing everything good now, right, Jeremiah? Oh, you're just waiting to see me split. Yeah, Lyle, I hear you. I was born in 1975, so I'm not too far behind you there. All right, Jeremiah's here. He's the reason I'm doing this. He gave me the push and the kick and the tush. So I've already showed the wood. We better show Jeremiah. Let me go ahead and flip the screen and we'll show Jeremiah what we're working with. Look, Jeremiah, it looks just about like what you've got, only it's already cut up in little pieces. We got some mulberry, some maple, 1 or 2 sticks of elm in there, and some box elder in there. So, all right, now that Jeremiah has joined in, we're going to get the splitting. I'll move the camera around from time to time, and you guys have to let me know, since I'm wearing the mic, if it gets too loud with this hum. So Here we go. Beautiful, manageable sized maple. Love splitting maple. I like getting this base down in the tote. Then you can just kind of start throw stacking it. Look how beautiful that splits. That piece had a knot in it, but for the most part, it just pops open nice and clean. I mean, look at that. For recreational firewood, can't ask for nothing better. Got a piece of elm here, you'll see the difference. Actually not too bad. Man, does it not smell good though. Not a good smell. A little bit of stringiness, but that's the good thing about a single wedge. Stuff like this seems to split it a lot cleaner. Jump over here and see if you guys are still on and see what's going on. Can you guys hear me talking when we're splitting, just for all the preliminary junk to get it out of the way? Can everybody hear me well when I'm splitting if I'm talking? All right, Kenny says yes. All right. All right, thanks Jeremiah, thanks Richie. We're going to get back to it then. Another piece of maple. Beautiful. I know Richie at Richie's Outdoors just got a good load of maple. I bet he had a wild ride on that three-wheeler on that hillside. I got some box elder. I'm going to grab a piece. All right, so there's a piece of box elder for you guys that have never seen it before. When I cut it yesterday, it looked like it was bleeding. It's another species of the maple family. I love this stuff too. Basically like maple, only a lot prettier on the inside. It really throws some interesting chips out the back of your saw. Good bundle grade stuff. Probably not going to take the time to stack this on camera while you guys are all tied up watching this. And I'm not sure how long we're going to go live. Just trying to test in the waters to see if this is something you guys want to see every now and then. I'm going to have to get up there and grab a piece of mulberry. If you guys watched the videos lately, I've said it before, I get a lot of questions with this great deal I got going with Woodman Cycles. I can't say enough about it. It's truly been awesome for me to be able to showcase these different splitters and show you guys, because I was just like you. When in the beginning I was running an axe, splitting with a box store splitter. I never thought I would have a 28C sitting behind the camera there, an electric vertical, a conveyor, a Versa split, which is also behind you guys sitting up there underneath the RV carport. But it has been great, and it's been very fulfilling to see people in the comments. I know Rob, you're on here. He thanked me for being able to see the 28 Pro X on video before you buy it, because not everybody's got the opportunity I got, so I'm so grateful to have it. But I said in today's video, I believe it was today's video, that for me and for what I'm doing here, you guys see how I'm set up. Me splitting by myself, the vertical for me is just where it's at. I'm standing straight up. I'm just rotating one way or the other, separating my splits. I like to stack as it comes off the splitter, because you're either going to spend the extra time right now or you're going to spend it later on when you got to stack it into a trailer or stack it into something so you know how much you have. I know people like Chris in the Woodyard. He's done it so many times when he sells firewood that he knows his amounts and he comes really, really close. But for me, it must be the OCD in me. I really got to know what I'm giving the customers. But now that I'm stacking this bulk into this IBC tote, when it comes time to sell that, I'm mixing it. There's going to be a mix of mulberry, elm, maple, and box elder in there. This fall, when somebody wants a whole truckload, I can set that right by the roadside stand, and I will sell it out of that tote. So I'm doing the work now rather than getting ready to go somewhere or have something going on, and then, oh my gosh, somebody calls and they want a load of firewood, and then I got to take the tractor and go load it in the bucket and stack it up. So this, to me, it just works. But you know, everybody has different situations. But I'm just really, really glad to see people in the comments that are getting their questions answered by what I'm doing here. Because if you all do YouTube, you know you're not making a ton of money. If you're getting into it for the money, unless you hit it really big, it's not there. I do it for this kind of interaction. So hopefully when I'm out here and I don't have much time to do editing that week and I just want to pop on and go live, you guys will be back and join me. So I'm going to try to crawl up here and grab a piece of mulberry for you guys that haven't seen mulberry. And I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go ahead and turn the camera around because this is live, right? You want to see if I bust my butt getting up there, and then we can all laugh together. Tilt you guys up, because I know most of that got put on toward the end and it was up toward the top. Here we go, climbing the mountain of rounds. I know there's a piece here. I don't know who cut it though. Crooked. Another piece here. We'll get a couple pieces. So for those of you that are on here that haven't ever split mulberry, kind of see what that looks like. Mulberry is a very good firewood. This is what it looks like here on the end. When you split it, it is really, really bright yellow, and then after a day or so, this will turn dark brown. Wish I had somebody to blame that on, whoever cut that one. Nobody to blame but myself. How are we doing? Everybody still here? All right, looks like Glowing Firewood's on here. Welcome. Hey, Matt, Firewood in the Field's on here. No Husqvarnas in this woodyard, Matt. Not that I don't like them, it's just availability. We can go back to that and talk about that all day long. I've ran some good ones, but nobody around me sells them or works on them. Let's see, let me scroll down a little bit. Bear with me, everybody. Kind of catch up on the chat. Tim, I appreciate the comment, man. I really do, because the last thing I want to do is come across as look at what I got, but it actually motivates me when I get a new machine to get outside and showcase it for you guys. Everybody out there that wants to see these things run that don't have this opportunity. So it means a lot that it doesn't come across that way. Yeah, Kenny, I enjoyed Chris's video today. I hope he sends that guy a t-shirt with his face on it with #1 fan written on the back. Guys, I'm sorry if I'm missing this chat. I was going to try to get my iPad set up next to me so I could look over without having to walk behind the camera, but if you guys know how to do that have been live before, please fill me in the comments or hit me up with an email or something. Well, that tripod's a little crooked, but I don't want to bang you all around here. Wow, we're up to 27 people. Well, I could say my first live was a success. I don't have to blame you now, Jeremiah. All right, let's get back over here and get splitting, guys, because I'm going to try to keep this to about 30 or 35 minutes. Just test it out, and then I can go back and kind of see what I should have done better or different. Just giving you guys a real quick taste of what's going on here in the TOA Woodyard today. We're going to split this mulberry. Man, who cut that? That's actually setting flat. It's just the way the tree was, I guess. Splits real nice. Mulberry's one of my favorite woods. Smells good. You can use it for smoking. It splits nice for the most part. Very heavy, very dense, but its BTUs are up there with oak. It's a good mix. If you get a good straight piece, you can get some good bundle grade out of it too. Now we got a piece that's kind of got some crook to it. See how yellow that is. It's real easy to get this confused with Osage orange. If you had them side by side, you'd be able to tell the difference. It's just so easy having that bird's eye view of these splits to get better looking splits on a machine like this. Get this mulberry out of the way. do another piece of maple here. Little knot in that one. Sometimes I'll just separate that off. Now I'm just able to throw that right in there. Got a good base down. Use this great working table and just slide whatever debris you got right off in the wheelbarrow. On these smaller ones, you can just keep them together. Throw the whole piece in there. So that's it, guys. That's what's working for me. Let me make sure you can see me again. Still got 34 people on here. Awesome. Sorry about the shaking. Welcome, Ken. Hey, Gringo Pines. Welcome to the chat, or to the live. Yeah, that'd probably be the better idea, Matt. I probably should have done that. That's a good tip. Just turn it around. That way I can see you guys. Why don't we just go ahead and give that a try? Let's get the wood in the background here. You're going to be off level here for a minute. So yeah, guys, this is going to be my fun for Sunday. That'll be all split within probably an hour and a half. I'm going to finish the tote that you see back over here off, and I'll probably have these 3 totes done in no time. But, you know, too many people get wrapped up in a speed race and who's got the faster splitter and things like that. That doesn't matter to me. This is what I enjoy. This is my release from the everyday grind, going to work every day. So the last thing I want to do is come home with an hour or two in the evening and worry about how fast my splitter is. I just want to enjoy it. So that's what it is for me. And you got to do you. So just do what you want to do and don't worry about the commenters and whatever. It is hard putting stuff on YouTube, and for the most part, I know Chris in the Woodyard put a video out today. There's no room for that. And I can tell you right now, there has been a very small percentage of people on my channel leave rude comments, and it's usually on shorts, because they're from people from outside the community that really don't stop in that much, and they don't understand what's going on. But if you don't understand what's going on, where do you have the basis to leave comments like Chris got on his video he talked about today? There's just no room for that. And I can tell you, they will comment theirself right out of the community, because if it happens in my channel, I've done it one time, and I won't say who, and I don't even remember. But they made a sideways comment, and I said, there's no room for that here, and I just block them and delete them. They can't ever make a comment again. I don't know why people would want to do that. So that is the biggest draw for me in this community. When Evan started YouTube for fun, way back in the day with his Whack and Axes channel, it was awesome to be on that side of the camera. That's where I like to be. But after helping him evolve that, and then he's just like his dad. He didn't want to let people down. He didn't want to grow a great big audience and then go off to college and lose track of it and let people down. So he decided that was it for him. Let me slide this comments up to see if I can see. Yeah, Kenny's going to block Matt. He doesn't like Husqvarna. Now, I think Matt loves Husqvarna and Echo. I don't think he's a huge Steel fan. Digger, I haven't even noticed a spike in my electric, honestly. And I know I don't watch it every month, but I'm getting a comment from Tony's Cool Tools. I watched his video earlier. But, well, let me just look. I got 33 hours on this splitter right now. Part of that's due to I just get this opportunity to have these splitters all the time and constantly switching them out. And so this splitter sat idle for quite a while. And I was using all those newer, the 17XS, the 22RS, the 28 Pro X. Anytime those new hit, Norm wanted me to have one. He wanted me to go ahead and get it on and showcase it. And I can't say enough about that. Again, don't want to be a dead horse on that, but Matt, Firewood in the Fields on here, he bought a Pro X and he went to Norm. It's that kind of stuff that makes it worth it. Because I kind of made a comment in a video this morning about it's a constant evolution when you're selling firewood and you're building a small firewood business. Things are always changing. Well, for me, it's even worse. The only one negative I could find to doing this demo program, if you could even call it a negative, is I never really keep anything too long. I have had this electric for quite a while. There was some testing going on with it before they started producing them. I've been a part of that. There was a breaker on the inside of it that they were having some issues with, and I was experiencing it. And Wolf Ridge is great about taking care of that, and I have been working with the engineer. Some breaker from the whoever they were using supplying their stuff wasn't compatible inside of that box with something, and it was tripping every now and then. So I've had it for a while, doing a lot of testing on it, and Norm at Woodman's doesn't even have a place to plug it in. So he basically told me to keep this thing here until it sells. And I know that whole electric movement is some people don't like. But I will say this, as far as going back to the electric bill thing, I don't monitor my electric bill, but I did ask my wife after numerous comments, we don't even notice a spike in the electric. So, yeah, it does, Matt. It really does. Yeah, Jeremiah Norm is a great guy. This all happened, for those of you that don't know how this happened, 2 years ago when we were doing the Hoosier Hysteria. Norm came there to help Bob Nelson and Wolf Ridge, Norm from St. Louis. And I knew who he was, never met him. I wouldn't have known who he was if he walked right past me, and he actually was. And Bob Nelson had been watching my channel, and I don't know what it was, but later that day, we were standing around and Bob introduced me to Norm, and I said, oh wait, Norm, you're the dealer in St. Louis. And Norm says, yeah. He said, why, are you close? Because Norm didn't watch YouTube, and I don't think he still watches a lot of YouTube. He's very busy. The guy's got the motorcycle shop and stays busy with that, and then he pounds firewood. I mean, this guy moves some firewood. So anyway, Bob introduced me to Norm. And Norm found out I was close, and Bob said, "You know what, Norm? You and Todd ought to get together. Maybe Todd, go do a video, help him get exposure a little bit, and maybe he'll let you run a splitter for a couple days on a demo program or something." And hey, how's it going? Indiana Corn-Fed just made it on here. I'm doing good. I remember you from Texas Roadhouse. Yes, I do. Every time I see your comments, I remember who you are. I met Indiana Corn-Fed come by and introduced himself down at Texas Roadhouse. Anyway, I had a squirrel moment. Sorry. But yeah, that's how this whole situation got set up. And Norm got back with me later in the day after Bob introduced me, and he said, "You know, I've been talking to Bob a lot," and he goes, I wouldn't mind you coming over." And I said, "Well, I'll think about it, Norm. I'm not a mooch. I don't like borrowing things when they're not mine if something happens to him and all that." And he's like, "Don't worry about that." Hey, Ted, how are you doing? Thanks for joining in. I don't know how long you've been here. You could have been here a while. I haven't been really watching the chat, but yeah, that's how it got set up. And he said, "I'm serious if you would like to do that." Well, it started out as I went and picked up the 17 VSC. The vertical with the conveyor was the first one, and I think his dad said, "Norm, you're going to do what?" I mean, you're looking at a $15,000+ splitter. He said, "You're going to give it to a stranger to leave here and take home." And I think his dad did not, he didn't know the power of social media and YouTube. And even with me being a small channel, I won't give you guys all the numbers, but man, have you showed up and supported. The very first week, there was 2 splitters and I think a connection on a conveyor just off people on the channel. And Norm called me right away, and he wanted to let me know that because he knew I wasn't going to do this, put hours on their machines if it wasn't going to help them. And man, has it ever helped them. So guys, so grateful for those of you that have went and patronized them or sent people their way. That's why I'm able to have all of this stuff, because of you. So just wanted to get that off my chest. It's hard to say all that in a video, but thanks again. I'm still trying to read this chat. And Ted, I seen you comment this morning on Jeremiah's live. I really want to go to the Mid-South Expo, and I have every plan on going. Matter of fact, Bob Nelson and I talked the other day, and he was wanting to know if I was going to be there because I wanted to know if he was going to have a full crew there. Unfortunately, my daytime job has just changed, and we've taken on a whole lot more work and bought out another company, and they're getting ready to do a big reroute. For those of you that don't know, I deliver adult beverages for a living. So taking on all that extra work, did a reroute. I'm not sure when I'm going to be out of work on Friday. Normally I usually get out of there about 1:30, and that would have enabled me to have drove straight down there. It would have been about 5 hours. And Evan is coming home from Alabama and was going to stop on his way up for the day. But now, due to that change, I'm probably not going to be able to leave out of there till 4 or 5 o'clock. I'm not sure yet. I don't know. And that'll put me down there extremely late Friday night. I'll be completely beat. And then just to be there for most of the day on Saturday and turn around and drive back, I'm not sure. We'll see. I'm still keeping it open, keeping it in the air. I know Jeremiah's going, but he's going to be there on Friday. Unfortunately, I can't get the day off on Friday unless I want to play hooky. I'm just going to keep reading some comments here. But guys, it looks like we've been on here 45 minutes already, and I know I didn't do a lot of splitting. Just trying to figure this all out. I'm glad you guys were here with me for the first time. It's been fun. The way I see it right now, I'll probably do some more. So if you guys want to see that, give me a thumbs up real quick. Let me know you want to see more lives from here moving forward, just whenever I get time. My wife's actually gone out of town. She should be home here a little bit later on, so I thought, well, I'm going to go get some wood splitting done before the honeydews start happening, right? So still refresh this a little bit. Hey, Carl, how you doing? Thanks for joining in. I think I'm getting ready to wrap it up. If Jeremiah can tell me how to end this, that's one thing I didn't really ask. Ted, you guys know how to end it. Do I just hit the X up here on my screen or before I sign off, or how's that work? We'll keep reading comments here for a little bit. Still 21 people here. I know I've just been talking and not having a lot of action going on, but trying to learn all the ins and outs of this. So Ted just said, yes, all I got to do is hit the X. So when I decide to sign off, I just reach up there and hit the X and say, so long until next time. Guys, I think I will wrap it up. I appreciate all you taking time out of your day to be here for my awkwardness on my first live, trying to figure this all out. I got 3 totes here to fill and probably a couple more over there to get filled up. It's going to be just over a cord in this trailer. That's usually what the dump trailer holds. There's another guy right there, Donald. Thanks for joining in. We're just getting ready to jump off. And Donald, I have not forgot about that package you sent me. It's been rather cold. Guys, Donald, great guy. He's always in the comments. You see him on a lot of channels. Good opportunity in the live here to thank Donald. He sent me a couple packages, and that is not necessary at all. I really appreciate it, but you guys don't have to do that. The knob on my tractor wheel Donald sent me last year. Actually, it's not that one, and Donald knows why, because my son Evan bought me one before Donald got it sent out, and he didn't know that. But I paid it forward. I didn't share that on video, but Donald told me to keep it and pay it forward. And Donald just recently sent me, and now I'm going to have a loss for words, but he sent me a whole case of hydraulic hose and wire wrap. It's got a kangaroo on the label, and now I can't think of the name of it, Donald, but I appreciate it. I'm going to put it to use on the tractor. He's seen me fumbling, hooking up the 3-point for the new Versa split, so he just took it upon himself to send me out this variety pack of Donald, if you know what that's called, you can send that so they'll know what we're talking about. Send that here on the comments so I can tell them what it's called. I know it's got a kangaroo on it, but I'm going to put it to use because there's a lot of, it's called Outback wrap. There you go. Thanks, Donald. But he sent me a case, and it's a whole variety of different sizes, and one of them is massive. I mean, I don't know what you would put in it, but I got an idea where all of my third function hoses, they ran down around the loader mount, and a lot of my wires go through. I'm thinking of putting it over that whole area and just putting them all inside of it, and that's going to keep them from rubbing, and that's what the stuff's designed for, as well as it stiffens up the end of your hydraulic hoses, so when you're going to connect them on 3-point, it makes it easier. I don't want to really use it on the Versa split because it's not mine, and I know it's going to sell eventually, and then I'll have to take it off. All right, Phil and Karen just made it on. Welcome. I don't know if you've been here a while. It's just hard for me to keep up with this chat. You guys have probably noticed I said I was going to be on here for about 20-25 minutes, and it's been almost an hour. That's why I was afraid to do lives. It's really cool to interact with you guys live, though. Phil, we did some, I don't know how long you've been here, but we did some splitting. I was at the farm yesterday and got another beautiful load of maple, mulberry. There's a few sticks of elm and a few sticks of box elder in there. You guys want me to split a few more pieces, or should we call it quits so you guys can... Jeremiah says, once you stop the live, you cannot see the comments. Yeah, that's why I did know that. I have learned that. I'm just trying to go back through them. And like I said, everybody, I apologize if I missed a question. Ken, if I can make it there, make sure you come up and introduce yourself to me. I'm going to try. It was kind of a a double-sided trip because my son Evan is 9 hours. For those of you that don't know, he's in Tuscaloosa at the University of Alabama, going to school, second-year engineering student. So that drive for him after school on Friday is a rather long drive, and he's young. He's done it numerous times, but I thought if I could make it to the Midwest or the Mid-South Expo, I'd have a hotel room, and then it would give him a stopping point about halfway home. So that was the perk for me, one of the perks to going, you know, as well as seeing everything and seeing everybody. But when you're so constrained on time without having the time off of work, you know how it goes. Because I've done a lot of running this year with kids being in college. Just kind of going through the chats. Gringo, thanks for being here. If you're jumping off, I'm going to be wrapping it up anytime here. And now that I've got this figured out, maybe we'll do this more often. We've still got 25 people on here. I tell you what, I've yapped quite enough. Let's just, let's see if I can do this. I'm going to try to position the camera here and split a few more rounds. And then we'll wrap it up if it's going to stay. I need one of those Chris in the Woodyard sandbags. One of them sausages. Let me grab a piece of wood here and stick it in the tripod. There ain't no hiding anything on a live. What happens, happens, right? So if you guys fall over, it's my fault. Piece of maple in there. Got it. I said in, I think it was today's video, guys, I get jumbled up, and that's why I don't tape too far ahead on videos, because I forget where I'm even at, what I've released. There is quite the grade coming down behind my camper, because this water runs off and comes down my driveway. And just like Richie's Outdoors video, I believe it was yesterday, he's on that big red Honda 3-wheeler on that hillside. The camera does not do it justice. So I know he had a wild ride up out of there. I grew up riding 3-wheelers. And if you guys haven't checked out Richie, you don't get no more real than a guy like him on video. I really enjoy watching. But anyway, this grade coming down, when I'm running this vertical, every now and then you kind of see me stomping at that pedal. Just because the front side of the vertical to the back, you're looking at 6 foot. There's probably a grade difference of at least 6 to 7 inches. So my pedal's a little bit higher up off the ground. Now I know a lot of people that run the other main vertical say they like the pedal better. I'm not going to totally disagree on that, but I will say this pedal is not bad, but it is a little bit more sensitive to the levelness of the ground. If it's, you know, the ground level is off like this, well, that pedal is going to be sticking up that far. So Phil gave me a good idea today, and a couple other commenters, about putting a little platform there. But I'm getting ready to haul more rock in here as soon as all this freezing and thawing is over with, and then I'm going to flatten this all out a little bit more. In other words, where the splitter's setting, it won't drop off right where the splitter's at. It's going to go on back behind me and drop off a little bit there. So that's the reason you're seeing that. But guys, I'm going to get some wood split here. We're going to split a couple more rounds, and I appreciate you being here. So we're going to split that, and we're going to sign off. Just for those of you that joined in late and didn't see anything getting split, see if I can grab a couple more pieces here of some different species. Of course, they're all underneath. Another piece of elm, a couple pieces of maple up there. Yeah. The box elder I brought home was a little bit on the punky side. There's a decent piece of box elder. A little bit more on the punky side, but I'm not complaining. The wife's stepdad cut it all and drug it up and had it in a pile for me. You can't complain about that. Can you guys see the splitter okay right there? Man, I wish I could get it up on top without vibrating you guys to pieces, but that's going to work. Let's split a few more pieces. Some some box elder. That is some pretty stuff. I love the way it looks. Piece of elm. Don't like the way it smells at all. And a piece of maple. Beautiful Bumba grade maple. Get this all straightened out and get rolling. And then for those of you that weren't here, piece of mulberry. And like I said, this gold will turn dark brown probably by the end of the day as it starts to dry. So guys, that's going to do it for this live. Appreciate y'all being here. Never did I think it was going to be an hour long, but it was fun. I kind of got them jitters about being nervous about doing it out of the way. So you guys can go and watch Jeremiah at Outdoors in the 608 because he's the one that pushed me to do this. So I'm sure you all are already watching him over there, but you can thank Jeremiah for getting my nerves up in order to do this because like I said, being behind the camera, not live, is a total different story. So I was afraid I'd get on here and drop everybody off or it would be blotchy. So guys, appreciate you being here, even on a Sunday, midday here. And until next time, as always, get outside. We'll see you. That's going to do it, everybody. I'm going to sign off. Looks like